As a company that makes common sense into reality, Apple Bio Incorporated produces fertilizers through eco-friendly manufacturing methods based on research carried out for many years to ensure the natural growth of apples and plants. We study to grow plants naturally. Flower and fruit thinning, which ensure even fruiting, account for the responsibilities of 20% of the entire labor force in the apple cultivation field. Therefore, flower fruit thinning are very important practices to prevent nutrient loss and irregular bearing and produce high-quality apples. However, cultivation costs rise because of shortages in rural labor and labor costs. Therefore, there is a desperate need for flower or fruit thinning agents that can reduce the necessary labor force. Gottori shows the excellent effects of flower fruit thinning. Gottori, a flower and fruit thinning agent of an advanced concept, has been upgraded by being funded by IPET of the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs. It is involved in a part of a physiological mechanism that is involved in pollination and shows the effects of flower fruit thinning on orchards. It is a product that is registered as a micronutrient fertilizer that contains natural extract and that boasts of high safety because it is not contaminated with hormones. It is also harmless to flower-visiting insects, such as honeybees, and shows up to 90% of the flower thinning effect. Spray Gottori as a flower thinning agent when flowers and axillary flowers are in full bloom. It is okay to perform artificial pollination after spraying Gottori. Dilute a 500 milliliter bottle of Gottori with 500 liters of water. Lower the RPM of a speed sprayer to as low as possible and spray Gottori for thinning because the entire tree, including its flowers, leaves, branches, etc., needs to be sprayed. Doing this in moderate wind is recommended because the liquid chemical needs to stick to the tree for coating. Spray 300 to 450 liters per 10 autumn. The application dose is 500 liters per 1,300 to 2,000 square meters. This can be adjusted depending on the conditions of orchards. The flower thinning rate is 80%, and the labor force needed for flower thinning has been reduced by 80 to 90% when Gottori is sprayed once to disc flowers in an orchard with 125 trees of M9 understock of a 7-year-old Fuji tree per 10 autumn. The flower thinning rate is 70%, and the labor force needed for flower thinning has been reduced by 70 to 90% when Gottori is sprayed twice to Hongno. Make sure to shake it before use. Fruit setting may fail in the desired location because of the chemical fruit thinning. Leaves can drop as well, but will recover naturally within a week and do not use with other products. An acceleration of pollination can be observed when spraying time deviates from the flower time. The efficacy of chemicals can be reduced at a low temperature of 15 degrees Celsius or below and a high temperature of 30 degrees Celsius or higher. You need to fully understand the characteristics of a fruit garden and the weather conditions and apply Gottori. Chemical fruit thinning cannot replace fruit thinning by hand entirely. Complete the finishing work of fruit thinning by hand to produce high-quality apples.